What's up, everyone, and welcome to Project X Talk and Xbox podcast. Normally, I'd say episode 130, but this week's a little different as any video watchers are noticing. I am all by myself. I unfortunately could not get a co host to fill in for this week just due to some scheduling issues. And then Easter is Sunday, so we could not do a show with Ethan when he is home from the academy. So instead, I'm not going to call this episode 130. I'm simply going to say this is 129.5, sort of a fill in episode in between the main shows. So if you are new here, this is Project X Talk and Xbox Podcast. My name is Kevin. I am the host over here at Save the Game Media. If you like Xbox gaming and nerd culture podcasts, this is the place you should be. Make sure to subscribe if you're on the YouTube channel or leave us a 5-star review over on audio feeds. We do appreciate that. If you want to interact with us more, please come join the Discord down below. The link is in the description. Come chat games and everything with us. If you want to support us and get early access to Save the Game Media content, plus exclusive bonus post shows, head on over to patreon.com/Save the Game Media. Choose the tier that's right for you, like our current Patreon supporters. So thank you to Bucky Blue, Hopple, Amon, Fabulous Brianna, Brianna's mom, Brianna's brother, Brianna's wife, Nikolai Knight, Cypher Primus, Brendan Myers, Marcus O'Neill, Lillian, Mimi J, The Snack Network, David Hotbright, Dave Harp, and the Xbox Expansion Pass. Thank you all for your support. We appreciate each and every one of you. And this is a bit different. I've never done a solo show before, but I didn't want to leave everyone hanging without any content this week. So before we get into the limited amount of news this week, I did just want to say for anyone curious, I am still playing Trails of Cold Steel 3. I beat Trails of Cold Steel 2, moved on to the third one. Absolutely loving it. I was a little worried. The pacing at the start was a little slow compared to the first two, but it's really picked up and things are just coming together beautifully, especially when you have played the previous Trails games. I am loving this series. I know it's not on Xbox. I know I've talked about it for weeks on end, but I really, really hope in the future that we see Falcom and Xbox really work together a little bit more because I'm loving their games. But let's head on over and talk about some news that we have in the Xbox ecosystem here. So, if anyone missed it, Xbox had an ID at Xbox showcase today, April 5th, where they showed off a bunch of indie games. Now, nothing really stuck out to me while I was watching the showcase, but I do know that it was about an hour long and there were a few highlights. I think one's called the Explorator. I'm not sure if I'm saying that one correctly. I know that one's getting a bit of a buzz over on the socials. So we also got to see more of things like Cassette Beast. I know that one's been shown off before. It's a monster collecting open world adventure game. Pretty similar to Pokemon. Looked pretty good, if I'm being honest. That launches April 26th on PC Game Pass. And it's coming later to the Xbox consoles. So that is interesting. It is not a PC and console simultaneous launch. We also saw more from Coffee Talk, episode 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly. I know Ethan, my Project X Talk co host, is really excited for this one. He is a big fan of the first Coffee Talk, and he has been hyped for this since he found out there was going to be a sequel. And as I said before, the Explorator was probably the biggest one. It's an old school inspired FPS with cell shading visual styles. Looked pretty good. So interested to see more. A lot of games coming to Xbox Game Pass, especially the end of the month. We finally got a combat trailer for The Last Case of Benedict Fox, which I know launches at the end of the month and had some hype around it. So keep an eye out for that. Speaking of Game Pass, why don't we talk about what's available right now? Loop Hero is available for console and PC, along with Iron Brigade for cloud and console. April 12th brings you Ghostwire Tokyo for cloud, console, PC. April 13th, you get NHL 23 for console. And April 18th, you get Minecraft Legends for cloud, console, and PC. Now, I've said before, Ghostwire Tokyo, I really enjoyed my time with it over on the PS5. This brings a whole new update. It's going to add some more features. I recommend checking out Ghostwire Tokyo from this current batch. But Minecraft Legends is another big release for Xbox first party, the biggest one that we've seen this spring so far. Minecraft, obviously, a huge IP. Not for me personally, but I think this game actually looks pretty decent. It's a twist on the traditional Minecraft. It's a kind of a RTS team-based style game, and I really liked what we saw over at the developer direct back in January. So this one, keep an eye on. Not going to dive in day one, but I think it is interesting. While we're talking about Game Pass, I did want to mention that one of the titles that was set to leave Game Pass this month was Quantum Break, the Remedy developed and Xbox published game. Microsoft does own the IP rights, so people were a bit confused why this game was going to leave the service. Well, Microsoft and Remedy themselves have confirmed that this was due to licensing within the game, and they are actively working to keep or bring the game back to Game Pass, depending on if it leaves before they can sort out those legal issues. So rest assured, Quantum Break doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Third, the Xbox UI is getting a new update. If you are part of the Insider program, you've known that the Xbox dashboard is currently being redesigned. In that program, you've seen things change and little additions be added here or there. One new addition that's been spotted is the friends and community section. Here you're going to be able to see what achievements, game clips, and screenshots your friends have earned, shared, whatever they're doing. It kind of reminds me of the PS4. I believe they had something similar to that. So if that is of interest to you, something to keep an eye out for. And finally, because I said it was a slow news week, I want to give a thank you to the Half Thumb Gamer who sent me this video from Modern Vintage Gamer. If you are a person who has a lot of games on their SSD and find yourself filling up, especially with those optimized for Series X and S games, I would check out this video because I've known this for a while now, but PSA for anyone unaware, because there probably are some people, not every optimized game needs to be on the SSD. There are certain games that, even if they have the optimized logo, can run off an external hard drive. Doesn't have to be one of the proprietary Seagate expansion cards. So go check out that video. Shout out to Half Them Gamer for sending that along, because you can run things like Master Chief Collection off of said hard drives. Speaking of the external SSD storage, turns out Seagate's proprietary time period is up. Jez Corden himself said that new, cheaper versions were coming from other manufacturers. So keep an eye out for that if you are a person who's always looking for more storage on their series consoles. That's all I got for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Little short, just news update here. I know it's not what we normally do here, but like I said, Easter and just scheduling in general kind of got in the way this week. It didn't want to leave everyone hanging. I will be back next Thursday or Friday, depending on when you listen to this, with a brand new episode. And I do already have a co host lined up. So it'll be a full episode. No worries. If you like that, make sure to drop a like, comment below, and leave us good ratings over on your podcast feed of choice. But until next week, I'll see you. Goodbye.